Northside Productions.
Damn. That's a little better, a little bit more light in the garage. Can't wait to have all these spots everywhere. So, while he's doing that, I'm gonna go sit with the doggy in the front. So 2 days ago, I went to install the turbo and I stripped out one of the threads. And I was using bolts before, so what I did is I took off all the bolts. And I had a spare 4G63 head in the garage, the older version, the 7-bolt, which had brand new studs. Took the studs out, put the studs back into the head, fixed that, put the turbo back on with the new RTM gasket, indestructible gasket, and I put a bit of copper gasket maker around just to give it a little bit extra seal. I got the manifold and the turbo exhaust housing surfaced on a belt sander real quick just to get an extra seal, because so a couple things that happened wrong with my turbo is I did not have the right exhaust bolts for the turbo holding the manifold. They came loose. I did not have the washers from Mitsubishi. The bolts were probably not torqued to spec. They probably didn't go deep enough because I had to drill and tap even deeper all the way through on the exhaust housing. So I think I've been running my turbo with like a huge boost leak this whole time, and that would actually make a lot of sense, because ever since I got my car running, it always sounded like there was a little exhaust leak right near the turbo, and I was always like, it's probably the downpipe, because the downpipe I just used gasket sealer. Now I actually have a turbo gasket, and I put some copper gasket, I think. Did I do that? I don't think I did that. I think I just put the gasket. Anyways, so now I also added a V-band in my downpipe and a flex right after the V-band. And that's another thing. My exhaust was really low, probably hitting on the ground, and the only shock it could give was right on the turbo, which if those manifold studs, bolts that were holding the manifold to the exhaust housing were a little loose, or not the right thread, or not threaded all the way, not torqued to spec or whatever, probably broke the gasket. It blew out almost instantly. Yeah, so that should be fixed now. Today I spent time cutting up my spare Lexus doors. You guys want to see me? Like, you guys don't want to see me? Like this? A little bit better? No. Still got the Harry Potter thing on my forehead. Thing is not healing good. It's not healing fast enough for my taste. So I'm wearing my hat everywhere I go. So I cut out 2 of the spare Lexus doors that I had for the front, but I kept the mechanism for the latch for inside the car, so now I don't have to scoop my hand over the freaking door and pull it. I actually have like a latch inside the car, which is mint. The other thing I did is I left the rails and the padding for the windows, so now I have windows I can just plop into there, especially for transport. I have an open deck trailer, and if you have no windows on open deck trailer, it's just asking for wrong stuff to happen. So what we did is, what I did is you can put the window up, and then I'm gonna have to make a bracket that bolts to the side of the frame and then just holds the middle part of the window so the window stays up. Once it's jammed in there, it's really good. But yeah, this is awesome that I'm now gonna have front windows on my Lexus drift car. Oh, and the new doors, I left there's like a door bar inside the door, so I'll give a little bit more safety And then let's say I do crash, it might actually save my cage, so fingers crossed for that. Right now, GS is working on this K24, man.
K24, man.
K24, man. So he had to chop a little section here in the transmission to give spacings for the starter, and I said, well, we have some aluminum tubes, so do you want to cut one up and just make a little bracket thing? And we got Palmer's TIG, so hell yeah. I'm gonna start my car and see if there's any leaks.
Just me, yeah, is it just me? Is this sex so good I shouldn't have?
Can't keep any of this music cause it's copyright. It's okay. Hey! I might have taken some more juice.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Got the juice, bro! Hell yeah. Okay, on the phone, man. So it's Thursday. Just to let you guys know, Sunday this car needs to be running because Monday's the dyno. And no, it's not. Shit. Shit. Don't worry about it. Halabash is in October, so you got plenty of time. Yeah. Another one.
My car?
Yeah, man.
October.
Another one.
It's gonna run before that.
It's gonna run mint a week before Racehorse, which was in March, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. So I start 20, what can I say? Yeah.
C'est épais comparé à ça. Si je me mets à crisser ça dans le fond, là, ben c'est épais. Ouais, c'est plus épais. Si je mets ça à moitié, j'essaie de crisser ça au fond.
Remember what Guy said. The first rule of TIG welding is clean shit.
Brush it.
Brush the motherfucker. The second rule of TIG welding, clean shit.
And the third one.
And the third rule is just keep fucking cleaning it. Alright, so we had to cut a little relief hole in the tranny so the starter can pass on the K24 to BMW ZF. So I told him, well, while you're there and while you have a TIG, why don't we just make a little bracket that goes on top, like a little D shape or U shape, whatever, and then like box that out in the tranny, and then there's no liquids that can ever go in there. Well, I'm way zoomed in like a motherfucker. Hey. Hell yeah. I'm also waiting for the bad boss to cool down. Let's see if GS got this. Ooh, it's Sounds like a little fart. Oh. You got this. Damn it.
Il aurait fallu preheat.
Let's preheat then. Looks like she needs a little bit more heating her to keep things going, so we're just gonna heat it up a bit. Hopefully she'll tack well. There she go. All she needed was a little bit of filler rod. Fucking. If any of you companies want to hook us up with a nice TIG weld or spool gun, whatever, I need to weld some aluminum in my life. Hell yeah. What's that? Let's not talk about that. Look at that guy. Alright, well, while GS continues to work, I'm gonna go to bed because it's already 1 a.m. Peace.